Scotty A. Smith coming in hot. Let's spam those hypes. Let's get it.
All right, you guys have probably seen it. You've heard it. You've looked at it. The NFL Network's top 100 player list comes out every year. They used to bleed it out. It was like 10 players every week. They at least got faster with it, so it wasn't obnoxious. But let's take a look at this top 10. I have one player that I want to reference, at least one outside of this top 10 that is certifiably insane. But let's just start at the top, guys. Let's start at the top. Tom Brady, the GOAT, the single greatest player success-wise to ever play. He broke his career high in completions and passing yards last year. He had a phenomenal season. Let's keep in mind, he played one more game. It was 17 games instead of 16. Tom Brady won a Super Bowl 2 years ago and was ranked 7th on this list. Now he turns 45. He doesn't even make the conference championship game in his conference. And he moves up to 1. Someone explain that to me. I know this is player, like NFL Network takes no responsibility. They're like, or the NFL, they're like, oh, this is just players voting. How many players vote? And do they give a fuck? Do they care? Because it feels like they don't care. It feels like they're like, I don't know. Tom Brady, I hear, is good. And he's almost out of the league. So let's give him like a end of his rope award to be the top player. No one thinks Tom Brady is the best player in the league. Tom Brady does not think he's the best player in the league. And if he does, he's senile. He's too old to function and understand in his brain that he's not, that no one. Tell me a GM that would, and I'm not saying starting a franchise, I'm saying this season. If a GM had their pick of the litter and picked Tom Brady, I would fire him before they had their second pick. I would fire him now. Okay, you move down the list. Aaron Donald, fine. Obviously, the biggest defensive presence we've had. Aaron Rodgers, back-to-back MVPs, chokes in the playoffs. Okay, Cooper Kupp, historical wide receiver season. Fine. Jonathan Taylor had a incredible year last year. But to be a top 5 player in the league, when you're a running back, you have to be transcendent. You have to be someone we haven't seen before. You have to have a trait that I literally can't label how you're able to do it. Jonathan Taylor's very, very good at most aspects of his job. Is he a top 5 player in the league? No, he's not a top 20 player. He's not a top 30 player in this league. He's behind maybe the best offensive line in the game. Do you think that might play a part in his yardage last year? Do you think it might be his offensive line? What if his offensive line just gets re-upped and revamped and he has 5 new offensive linemen that are rookies this year? Do you think Jonathan Taylor next year would be ranked number 5? Hell no. Pat Mahomes at 8. That's adorable. I mean, I love it. Go ahead and throw Mahomes at 8. He's just, had 4 years of starting, made the conference championship or Super Bowl every year, those 4. And he's borderline top 10 player in the league. Cool. Yeah, no, that's fine. And you know who, even worse, Chris? We don't have Josh Allen on this list. Josh Allen was 13. Apparently, the players that voted on this didn't watch. They literally didn't watch the greatest football game in the NFL we've seen in a long time last year in the playoffs between the Chiefs and Bills. Because to rank Mahomes 8 and Josh Allen 13 after watching that game is an abomination. It's embarrassing. It's disgusting. Let's stop letting the players rank. They clearly don't know what they're talking about. To advocate we let the players rank, so this is an official list. Players clearly don't watch. They give 2 shits about what's going on in the league. They're worried about me, myself, and I, and maybe their team as well, depending on who they are. Clearly they don't watch. Don't ask them anymore. But that's what the NFL Network probably wants. They just want clickbait. They want a terrible list, so everyone talks about it. Everyone goes to it. Because if it was a good list, it'd probably get less clicks. Which is a testament to the media today in general, Chris, and why it drives me insane. You don't have to be right. You just have to get clicks and be interesting. How do we fix this? As a broad scope, forget sports. Sports is a problem with that. Everything else is way worse. Way worse. The media coverage does not care whether they're right. They need to be first, and they need to get clicks. That's all that matters to them. How do we fix it? Where do we go from here? I jumped from top 100 to this weird rant about media. I get it. But that's where I felt I needed to go. Thank you for listening. Thanks for joining tonight. And thanks for enjoying my rant.
Yeah, man, it's a weird list, man. We got some people in the chat, destroy on site, the ridiculous. Absolutely. I mean, it's all clickbait. Stop clicking, no chance. I still click to find one secret that personal trainers hate. Yeah, like here's the thing, guys. These lists, I mean, I was looking at the rest of this. Myles Garrett is 11 on this. Myles Garrett.
I'll drink to that.
One of the guys that you're just like, I'll drink to that. Yeah, like, I mean, there are some weird, and don't get me wrong, Myles Garrett's talented, but we've talked about it on this stream.
It's all projection. I mean, he had a good year last year, but
like, he what? Like, over Josh Allen? I mean, there's just some strange rankings on this, and it's just like, are we living in just a clickbait world? I mean, once in a while we'll throw out clickbait, just for having fun, but like, realistically, we're not doing the same thing, like, Kendrick Perkins, or just throwing out just trash takes, right? Trash lists
that he'll change within a month and probably say we never said it. If I put out a list, I'm holding to that list. I'm not just making it up for fun.
Stand on it.
How does NFL Network, like, the man is 45 years old, Chris, and you're going to label him the best player in the league?
I mean,
stop.
What
are we doing?
It's crazy.
What are we doing?
You're completely spot on with this. It's just, at this point, it's just comical. I mean, this is, there always are like, where do you guys have these guys ranked? I mean, even go into the middle tiers, like the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, there are some strange rankings, and it's like, come on, man. Hit us with a legit list. Actually take some time to put in the effort to say, hey, this guy, are you saying that a GM, like you said, would take Mahomes or Allen over Tom Brady? Or would they take Tom Brady over Allen and Mahomes? Like,
and quite frankly, a top 100 players list is just stupid in general in football, because there's different values to different positions. You should just break it up, and you should do quarterbacks, wide receivers, right? You should do every position and draw it out. If the NFL was smart, they'd be like, all right, we're going to have a top 10 offensive tackle show. And people would watch. People love the NFL. They'll watch. I want to know who the top 10 offensive tackles are. But to say that, like, Jalen Ramsey is a top 10 like most valuable player, and I know that's different than talent, is stupid. There's no chance that Ramsey is as important to his team as Josh Allen at 13, right? Like, that's wild. So if you're just talking most important, it'd just be a flood of quarterbacks, which is boring. So don't do it that way. Just change it up. Stop making top 100 players in the league list, because it's all relative. And how do you base it off position? Like, Cooper Kupp before Matthew Stafford wouldn't have breathed, wouldn't have touched number 4 overall, and he probably wasn't even in the top 100 ever. Maybe he was. But if he was at the very, very end. And then he gets a new quarterback and he's now number 4? Come on.
Yeah.
Stop it.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And it's just wow. These lists just keep getting worse and worse.